Hi, I'm Rachel Rulin. I'm a transportation planner with the Roanoke Valley Allegheny Regional Commission. I'm also a League cycling instructor, certified to teach the SMART cycling principles developed by the League of American Bicyclists. The SMART cycling program teaches best practices based on data and the combined experiences of many bicyclists. There are 5 layers to bicycle safety: control your bike, obey the rules, discourage driver mistakes, avoid driver mistakes, and wear a helmet. Let's talk about each of these. 1 is control your bike. Half of bike crashes don't involve a car. The bicyclist just loses control for one reason or another. The most important thing you can do to prevent this kind of crash that's just you and your bike is to keep an arm's length away from the edge of the road. Your instinct is to hug the curb. Don't do it. Give yourself plenty of wiggle room. Debris accumulates at the edge, like gravel, sand, and trash that can bring you down. Unexpected hazards like animals or children can pop out from the edge, and giving yourself extra space gives you a little more time to react. Give yourself plenty of room and stay away from the door zone. Use the ABC Quick Check, air, brakes, chain, quick release levers. You check all of these every time you ride. A steep hill is not the moment you want to discover that you forgot to reattach your brakes the last time you took the front wheel off to lift your bicycle into the car. So 1 is control your bike. 2 is obey the rules. The other half of bike crashes that do involve a car, about half of the time, the bicyclist did something wrong. A common mistake is riding on the wrong side of the road. You should ride in the same direction as traffic, not against traffic, which is very dangerous for a bicyclist. Use lights at night, front and rear, front white light or rear red light so drivers can see you. Don't ride on the sidewalk. A surprising number of bike-car crashes happen on the sidewalk when a driver backs out or pulls out of a parking lot. Another common mistake that bicyclists make is failing to yield the right-of-way, such as coming out onto the roadway from an alley or a driveway, turning, running a stop sign or a stoplight, or merging into traffic to avoid a hazard. Learn to scan and signal before changing position on the roadway or turning. If you need to turn left, scan and signal, wait till it's clear, and move to the left part of your lane, and then signal your left turn. To signal your left turn, point to the left. To signal right, point to the right. So, control your bike, obey the rules, and number 3 is discourage driver mistakes. You can actively discourage driver mistakes through your lane position. It's like defensive driving for bicyclists. Drivers make mistakes such as passing a bicyclist on the left and then turning right very suddenly right in front of the bicyclist. Or they think it's clear to turn left, but they didn't see the bicyclist right behind the car that just passed. Also, drivers may try to squeeze past the bicyclist without changing lanes to pass. You can discourage all of these mistakes, these driver mistakes, through your lane position. So I've already told you to ride an arm's length at least from the edge of the road, but that's the minimum. To discourage these driver mistakes, you can ride further out into the center of the lane. Taking the lane feels uncomfortable for new bicyclists. This is something we practice a lot in the class. We'll talk about when you should take the lane and how to handle it if drivers get upset at you for taking the lane. You have a right to take the lane, even if there's a bike lane present. Control your bike, obey the rules, discourage driver mistakes, and number 4, avoid driver mistakes. As you get more comfortable on your bike, you can practice hazard avoidance maneuvers like the quick stop and the instant turn. But these are more advanced, and I can't describe them in a video. Control your bike, obey the rules, discourage driver mistakes, avoid driver mistakes, and wear a helmet. Too often, bicyclist safety begins and ends with the helmet. Wearing a helmet is important to protect your head if you do have a crash, but the most important steps you can take will prevent the crash entirely, and a helmet won't protect your collarbone. So keep these 5 principles in mind and be confident and safe. Enjoy the ride.